What is up, guys? Swindy from the HD Donuts here, and today I'm bringing you an Eptic special. I am going to be talking about a alternative CoD killer. It could be Battlefield 4. Everyone's been talking about Battlefield 4. It's going to be, oh my god, Battlefield 4. Oh my god, Crisis 3. Could they be CoD killers? Oh my god. Well, have you thought about the return of Star Wars to the first-person shooter series? No? Well, neither have I until recently. Until I went, hey, what happened to the Star Wars Battlefront series? What happened to the first-person Star Wars games? Then I did a bit of research during one of my free periods at school, and I came across some very, very interesting things. Some leaked box art of a game called Star Wars First Assault. The box art showed a stormtrooper, I think. I can't remember. But it was a person trapped behind a rock shooting stuff, and it looked awfully like a first-person shooter game. So, without further ado, I'm going to bring it up on screen. Okay, so there it is on screen. There was some person being hidden behind a rock. It turned out it was the Rebellion. It was the Rebellion guys getting pinned down by the Stormtrooper people. They were just standing there shooting him, and then the rebels were just sitting there shooting back. And then it said Star Wars First Assault. It's supposed to be an arcade game released on Xbox Live Arcade. This actually was leaked from like the Xbox Live Arcade records, so whether their game's actually coming out or not, we don't know. But I'm going to be covering that later in the video. So sit down, get comfortable. It's going to be a very long video. Got lots of stuff to talk about. So now, Star Wars Battlefront 2. Star Wars Battlefront 2 was one of my favourite games as a kid, and I played it a lot. I have it on PS2, I have it on PC, and it's just a great game. It was one of the most dominant PC and PS2 games, I think, and you can tell because it did quite well. The PS2 and Xbox version scored mid-80s in the game rankings and Metacritic ratings. The PC's version did score slightly lower. That's game rankings being 76 and 78 at Metacritic. It sold quite a few. It was released all the way back in 2005 in the EU, and again 2005 in America as well. There's 1 day difference. October 31st in the EU, November the 1st in the States, in North America. And it's a very, very good game, and it was really well received overall, and it sold really well. It placed 6th in overall sales for 2005. The PSP version sold over 500,000 copies. It was listed as the second most played Xbox title in 2007. The second most played Xbox title 2 years after it was released, people. And in 2009 it reclaimed second place once again after being dropped down to 3rd in 2008. I mean, 4 years after it was released, it was still the second most played game. That's better than Call of Duty, people. 4 years it managed to stay in the top 3 most played games on the Xbox. Just think about that for a minute. Call of Duty, 1 game every year. Not probably one of the most played games on the Xbox. Probably high up there though. Probably not the most played game, I'm not entirely sure. But Star Wars Battlefront 2 held the same spot roughly 4 years, people. That's an insanely long time when it comes to games, seeing as Call of Duty, new game every year. Star Wars Battlefront 2 not been a game for 10 years, and it was the second most played game for virtually 4 years, with the exception of 2008 when it was 3rd. So it did incredibly well when it was released, and if they can emulate that in this Star Wars First Assault game, then it will be absolutely brilliant. Now, a few days ago, March the 13th, and if I can find it, yeah, March the 13th, Kotaku, a game review people website, they released some screenshots from this Star Wars First Assault game, and it looked absolutely blooming brilliant. It's a first-person shooter game like Call of Duty and Battlefield, or it could even be LucasArts' own Star Wars Battlefront series making a comeback. Imagine that, after 10 years the game comes back. It's like not being able to see your favourite carer, parent for 10 years and then they come back. Whatever. You can't see them for 10 years and then out of the blue they're back better than ever. That's what this is going to be like for me. I've been waiting a god-awful long time for this game, and I honestly cannot wait. So, let's get into the details of this game. Star Wars First Assault's meant to be a predecessor to Battlefront 3. I'm reading from the website here. The links to all the articles will be in the description, hopefully. So, don't forget to read it for the full info, and even some gameplay, leaked trailers, etc. All going to be there. It's going to be very nice. I'm going to try and get some screenshots up on screen, but I don't want to risk it getting a copyright strike because that would be very bad. So, I'm going to get into it. So, yeah, it's going to be a predecessor to Battlefront 3. When Disney bought LucasArts, because of this all not going to make any more Star Wars thing, unless you give me a heck of a lot of money that Lucas pulled, it didn't really help the Star Wars franchise an awful lot. So, when Disney bought it, all the games that LucasArts were making got put on freeze. That includes Star Wars First Assault, Star Wars 1313. All the games that they were making got put on hold as the executives tried to figure out what to do with the actual property themselves. Because when you make a game, you're essentially making intellectual property, aren't you? So, they had to put that on hold until they could decide what to do with it, whether they should actually continue making it or just discard it and start something else. So, hopefully it won't be discarded and it will come out. So, we got a few clips in around October, November from LucasArts that were designed for internal use, but they somehow made their way to the magical interwebs, as most things do in the end. You try to keep someone's secret and they always just appear, don't you? It's like trying to be a Secret Service agent. It's just kind of like, ta-da, I'm a Secret Service agent, and then bam, your cover's blown because there's a picture of you on the internet posing next to the president or something, and it's just kind of like, derp, mwah, mwah, mwah. Anyway, it's not like that at all. That's a complete exaggeration, much smaller scale. It's Star Wars, it's games, people. They get leaked. They just do. Don't know why, don't know how, they just do get leaked. So, the gameplay back then, there's been some comments made on it, and it's basically been improved performance, completeness, and quality-wise. It's going to be blooming brilliant. I'm looking at a pre-rendered trailer of a Stormtrooper and his helmet. Blooming brilliant, people. Go check it out in the description. It looks absolutely awesome. So, there's another clip of the gameplay. It's actual gameplay itself. You can see weapons. It's awesome. You can see the fact that there's a defend objectives. You got objectives that you have to defend. It just looks absolutely awesome, and it just got me thinking, is this the next Call of Duty killer? Could this be, if this is released this year in 2013 and actually does make its way to the Xbox Live Marketplace, which it will probably be only sold on Xbox, by the way, people. I'm not sure. It's a downloadable game. It's not going to be out on a disc. It's going to be a downloadable game, but hey ho, that's how things work nowadays. It's better to get downloadable games out than it is to actually distribute stuff if you're not sure whether it's going to work or not. So that's what's the medium's going to be for the game. It's going to be downloadable content. So in the trailer you can see some of the guns attacks, the actual guns themselves, and the special abilities. You got stuff like holograms. It looks blooming brilliant. So what it is, you just got people running in. There's like a beam gun. You got coming in on a helicopter with some turrets. You got some sniper rifles, a burst in the air, holograms as I mentioned, sniper rifles, wave rifles. It looks very awesome. And then what I'm looking at right now, there looks like there's a game mode. I'm not sure whether you guys have played Team Fortress 2, but there's one where you've got to sort of stand near a cart thing and then the cart thing moves along. I'm not entirely sure what the game mode's called, but it looks exactly like that, but with a Star Wars sort of engine to it. Now, to me, that looks just like awesome. I literally just watched the trailer and that was like the first thing I saw. It's like, that's going to be a game mode. If this game does come out, that is going to be a game mode. So I absolutely love this. The news coming out of LucasArts about this is absolutely phenomenal. I cannot wait. So I hope you guys enjoyed the Star Wars Battlefront 2 gameplay going on in the background. It's a PC gameplay if you couldn't tell, and I enjoyed playing it. Death Star was one of my favourite maps, and the Imperial were an alright faction, but they're not the best faction in my opinion. They're seconded to the Republic. So there we go. That's the gameplay, guys. I hope you like the commentary. Don't forget to check out the leaks and articles below. I thank you for watching, and goodbye.